Hey guys, Zaluko here with Titanic Effort Gaming. I'm going to be talking about Olaf the Berserker. Olaf is a melee fighter, and he's a very strong off-tank, and that's the way I build him. I do play solo top. He also makes a very good jungler, but I prefer him solo top. Let's go into his abilities. His passive is called Berserker's Rage. For each 1% of his health missing, Olaf's attack speed is increased by 1%. This is a really good ability for whenever he gets low health. People underestimate the amount of damage he can do in a short time because your attack speed will just jump way up as you're losing health, and it couples really well with his W. His next ability is his Q, called Undertow. Olaf throws an axe into the ground at the target location, dealing damage to units it passes through and slowing their movement speed. If Olaf picks up the axe, the ability's cooldown is reduced by 4.5 seconds. This is a really great ability for chasing, and I actually pick it up first whenever I solo top for the long-range harass and the extra slow effect. It's generally just a really good ability. You're going to use this anytime you're trying to get off a gank if you are jungling. His next ability is his W, called Vicious Strikes. Olaf's attack damage is increased based on his health. He gains massive lifesteal and spell vamp. And so this ability, like I said, couples really well with his passive. And so whenever you get really low health, you'll just pop this. You'll be hitting like crazy and have a ton of lifesteal. And Smite does activate the spell vamp. So in the jungle, you just use this and then use your Smite, and you'll get a ton of life back. And his next ability is his E, which is my personal favorite ability. It's called Reckless Swing. Olaf swings with such force that it deals true damage to his target and himself. This is a really strong ability. At level 1, it does 100 damage, and I do pick it up at level 2. And then pick up Vicious Strikes at level 3. His next ability is his ultimate, called Ragnarok. Olaf is immune to disables and takes reduced damage. This reduced damage is in the form of armor and magic resistance. He is immune to all disables for 6 seconds, so it's a really good to get away or to chase down an enemy that's low health through an entire team. I've done that before. That's always fun. And generally just a great ability. So next we're going to jump into his runes and masteries. For runes on Olaf, I do take attack speed marks and attack speed contestases, along with flat armor and flat magic resistance in the yellows and blues. I do not recommend the attack speed marks and quintessences. You should get something like Armor Pen. I'm currently working toward a full page of Armor Pen to put on him. The attack speed does work, though, so, if you're buying runes for the first time, go for the Armor Pen. But if you already happen to have attack speed runes for another character, like Warwick, for instance, then, you can go ahead and use them on Olaf. It works really well. So now over to his masteries. I do take a 21-9-0 build, getting all the important offensive masteries going down to weapon expertise, lethality, vampirism, sunder, and executioner, and then picking up 2 points in resistance and hardiness down to veteran scars. This generally just gives him some good tankiness while still dishing out a ton of damage. So now we'll go into the gameplay. Alright, so I'm going to be playing the solo top Olaf, top Lof, if you will. I'm going to be just running up here. Before the laning phase really starts, I'm going to go over the team comp in this game. We have a jungling Shaco, a bottom Gangplank with, he is going to be going with Ziggs. And in the middle we have Teemo. And on their team they have a jungling Olaf, which, like I said earlier, you can jungle with Olaf, but generally I prefer the solo top. They're going to have a mid Anivia and a bottom Nautilus, so he's going to be soloing for a little while, then Vayne goes to join him, so I am stuck with Singed and Vayne for a little while. But Vayne will leave, and it'll be me and Singed playing around for a while. I'm going to go over the item build that I like to take on Olaf. You'll see here I do start the boots in 3 health pots, just, to start off a soloing top. For the extra movement speed, the sustain with the health pots, because I don't pick up Vicious Strikes till level 3. So in case I do get like uber poked before then, I can just heal it right back up. Then I like to build my boots into Boots of Swiftness. And then I like to rush a Frozen Mallet directly after that, followed by an Atmas Impaler. Then after that, I generally like to build, depending on what I need. If I need more magic resist, I will go with a Force of Nature. And if I need more armor, I will either go with a sunfire cape or a thornmail, depending on what I need. Generally, I don't need armor after that because I have the atmas, so the armor is not entirely necessary. So now into the beginning laning phase here. I'm generally just gonna I'm trying to farm my minions and gonna get off the long range axe. Pretty much max range axe is what I try and get off at all times, but don't worry about going and picking up your axe after you throw it. It's not necessarily necessary. you'll see here I do have a 9.9 attack speed, or 0.9 attack speed, I'm sorry. 9.9, I would love a 9.9 attack speed. Too bad it caps at 2.5. 9.9 would be so awesome. So you'll see here, I'm going to run up because my axe is off cooldown. I'm going to poke Vayne with it. I was kind of bugged that I had two people at top lane. She tumbles at me and shoots me in the face. I hate Vayne so much. If I'm playing against a Vayne, she's always the one I go for, no matter what. So you're going to see here, I should throw another axe, and you'll see level 2, I do pick up Reckless Swing. At level 3, I'll pick up Vicious Strikes, and then I'll level up Reckless Swing 2 more times to get it up to level 3. At level 6, I take my ultimate, and then at level 7, I like to take a Point and Undertow. And after level 7, I generally have enough money to go back and either pick up a Health Crystal, or if I'm doing good enough, for an entire Phage. And after that, I start leveling up Reckless Swing again, because it's the most effective during the mid game, so you want to try and have it fully up maxed by the mid game. Just here, I got my Vicious Swings for the extra sustain. Vayne tumbles at me and shoots me again, which is always really annoying. So one thing I'm going to do is, if I can, I'm going to run up and use Vicious Reckless Swing. I don't know why I'm thinking Vicious Strikes. But yeah, I'm going to run up and use Reckless Swing, just hit somebody in the face with a lightning bolt. It's always fun. Giant lightning bolts from the sky. So we've got, nothing really going on, nothing exciting happening. First blood does go out to Ziggs there. It's always a good thing. Singed has his poison, which is oh so annoying. I hate Singed poison. Vayne tumbles at me, but I back off so I don't take the extra damage from it. You're going to see Shaco's on his way up here. He'll be getting a gank off here pretty soon. So, nothing really exciting happening. Whenever you're playing Olaf, especially whenever somebody's coming in for a gank, you want to try and lead with that undertow, get the slow off so they can go in and do their thing. And then you're going to follow up, and for chasing, you want to throw your undertow. And you'll see here the undertow, I can change the location I want it to. So I do pop Ghost right here and exhaust Vayne, and I do get double flinged away. That was a bit ridiculous. So you'll see just right here, even at low mana, I can still chase and get off an easy kill here on this Singed. He decides to turn and fight me for some reason. But using this Reckless Swing. So what you're going to do for chasing, you're going to want to use that undertow and toss it right in front of you. Hit the guy right in front of you, and then you're going to pick it up almost immediately, and you're going to be able to throw it almost immediately again because of the cooldown reduction. And so as you're doing that, you want to use Reckless Swing every time it's up, get that extra damage off, and use your Vicious Strikes every time it's up for the extra auto attack damage. It does add 1% of your maximum health. So here I do pop 2 health potions because that last fight was a bit tough on me. The double fling was a bit ridiculous. So you see, I'm afraid, because I know Singed and Vayne is alive, so I think they're going to come up and try and defend their tower here in a minute. But I'm afraid that Olaf is going to make his appearance, which he does not do. But I was afraid that it was going to happen. So you see here, I do actually back off from the turret. I probably should have gone up and hit it, but, I was afraid of a gank. Plus, I knew that Singed was up. Just popping his poison, being Singed. The laning phase is just so boring. Tell me how you guys like this type of video, doing the guide with the full commentary kind of thing in it, or if you prefer like the compartmentalized videos. So I go down here to see if Olaf is waiting in the bushes. Solo top is usually it's a bit more active than this. Normally you'll have junglers ganking more than just once. But, I don't know why that Singed was just standing there, and I do miss a couple of axes, which is never a good thing. You need to try and get used to landing those. The reason I do not upgrade Undertow first is because of the fact that I'm not overly great at hitting them. So it's not worth the extra damage output early on. I take Reckless Swing because I know I can hit that. Our Ziggs is talking about how everyone is missing at the moment. just farming up my minions. That's you'll see here I do have a fairly considerable gold bank right now. 1,300. Not bad. Still have a health pot I could use if things go rough. I'm really bad about my inventory. That's one thing I need to work on. So see here at level 7 I do upgrade Undertow. You see here's Vayne in middle. She does go down to bottom to help out Nautilus. Leaves Singed up here to me. See here, Olaf, he has really good pushing power. The only laning opponent that I've had a lot of issues with was Mordekaiser, because Mordekaiser just kind of dominates any lane this season. There's not a whole lot you can do against that. Just tossing those axes, trying to get off the extra slow. See here, Olaf, I'm sorry. Singed is level 6, so I'm kind of expecting him to go and try and toss me into the turret if I get too close. Does not actually happen, though. And Shaco does die there. Never a good thing, but a fed Shaco is a happy Shaco, and I mean, let's face it, that's a pretty fed Shaco right now. 2-1-1. I'm still expecting that gank, so I keep running down here to check this bush, just to see if he's running around in there. But he's not, alas. He's not. Just farming the minions. There's Nivea was heading down there, so you got, you know, their enemy Olaf is covering the lane. There's kind of a bit of a gank there. In a bad position. Level up to level 8 here, so I'm going to put my next point in Reckless Wing. Now, watch the health increase as soon as I put my point in. It goes from 88, costing 88 health, to 112 health, while gaining only 60 damage. So I guess you could say that's kind of worth it, but to me, you know, the extra health just isn't worth it. That's why I don't take it earlier, because the extra health cost and everything, it doesn't always make for a good choice. But once I get up to this point, I have enough gold bank I could go back and I could buy my Phage, which I really should do, and I know I should do it. But I wanted to stay around and get some more gold. I'm greedy, what can I say? It's one thing you really got to try not to do is be greedy. Wailing on my minions. Olaf has surprisingly good pushing power, I found. Even though he doesn't have any strong AoEs, this axe, it doesn't lose damage as it goes through multiple targets. So, it actually makes a really, really strong push. Plus with Vicious Strings, the extra attack damage increase is kind of ridiculous. I knew he was going to try and fling me there, so I back off. Shaco gets a kill off on Vayne, and then Olaf gets a kill on Gangplank, and Nautilus gets a kill on Shaco. So, you know, long story short, bottoms down to Ziggs versus Olaf and Nautilus. And it's just me, you know, playing around up here with freaking Singed. Freaking Singed. So you'll see at level 10 I'll pick up my third point in Undertow. I really need to start picking up Vicious Strikes earlier. It's something that I should really work on. And as Olaf, if you decide to play him, you should try to take Vicious Strikes earlier for the extra sustain. You'll watch the jungling Olaf does eventually show up, and he can just lifesteal off of minions like crazy because he's upgraded Vicious Strikes a lot more than I have. Because whenever you're jungling, it's kind of required. I am really low on mana, not enough to use Undertow. I'm only sitting on 50 mana at the moment. See, as I only have 76 mana right now, I'm still going to try and get another axe off here pretty soon. Just what I do, I get off axes. So you'll see our Shaco is actually coming in for a gank at the moment. Kinda hanging out over there in the bush. Just waiting. He decides to go get golems, which is perfectly fine. I'm not in any danger at the moment. Nivea's using her Circle of Doom down there. It's always fun. I'm again checking that bush because I'm still expecting Olaf to come up here at some point in time, but he doesn't do it. Our Shekko's running around and hiding in that bush. I don't want to get caught in his poison because you don't want to underestimate Singed poison, because that thing actually can do a lot of frickin' damage. Look at my health. All he did was hit me with some poison, and I already lost quite a bit of health. Granted, I did more to him than he did to me, but he still did something to me. That's the point. That poison, I'm not sure why he threw that out. Kind of seemed like a waste of mana. I guess it did force me to walk out of it and around, although it doesn't do any damage, so I don't have to worry about it. You see, 12 minutes in the game, not a whole lot has happened. We're 5-5. Okay, so here I am pushing this tower, and Olaf has really good pushing tower with vicious strikes. You'll see here my damage just jumps up, and I can push down this tower pretty hard. Especially the late game, Olaf just has great pushing power. All he needs is one wave of minions, and he can push down a tower from almost full health to dead pretty quickly. And so there Olaf shows up with blue buff. And I thought he was going to come around and try and gank me, so I'm like running down here hoping I can catch him. But doesn't happen. He goes elsewhere. So here I know Singe is in that bush. Ugh, not that I can talk. Now you'll notice there I did throw the axe into the bush because it does give about just a few milliseconds of vision to wherever you are, and so he flings me over here. And so I just run this way. Does pop his ultimate. And there's the jungling Olaf. Cinch, look at all the numbers popping out of his face. That's just ridiculous. So you'll see here, Olaf decides that he wants to attack the tower, so I go to make sure that he does not get any tower attacking off. So he decides to dive me at the tower, which is never a good idea. You really should not dive an Olaf at the tower ever. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess he got really close to killing me, but I guess I outmaneuvered him around the tower there. Could have been played a bit better. Shako goes to cover my lane for me, as I recall back here. I was afraid Singe would try to dive me, so I popped my ghost and ran back. I'm going to talk about why I take each of my summoner abilities. For Ghost, I like to take it for the chasing ability to go with your ultimate. You just pop your ultimate, pop Ghost, and you are an unstoppable freight train, a rape train, if you will. And I accidentally buy a second pair of boots here. I could have bought my full boots, but I screw up. Oh well, I balls up. It happens. Then my other summoner ability is Exhaust, to stop the carries in teamfights from doing excessive amounts of damage and slow people down, get that extra slow off. It's a really good combo. It goes with everything. I know some people like to take Ghost and Flash, but I prefer the Exhaust over Flash. You can take Ghost and Flash, that works. So you see here, Shako is covering my lane, so I'm going to go around and gank as though I was a jungler, because Olaf has just really good ganking potential. So you'll see here, Singe just kind of running around, nice and slow. I'm going to wait in this bush. Or, no, I'm not. I'm just going to run out there like an idiot. If I had waited in the bush for him to move up, this probably would have gone a lot smoother than it did. But you'll see here, I was able to get that axe off and pick up the kill. If I had been able to catch him with that first opening axe, I probably would have lost a lot less health than I did. So see, there's that jungling Olaf showing up again for the second time. In my lane, ever. I'm pretty sure he's just covering at this point. Just farming minions. It was starting to get a bit more action going on here. I tossed that in the bush to see if he's in there. And he's not. He's guarding his tower. Tosses his axe, and I kind of stand on it. Toss my axe. So, Olaf. He's pretty freaking good. I really recommend picking him up. He does take a little while to get used to, but he's definitely a good champion. He's definitely a solid solo top. I really wanted to go up and hit him in the face with the lightning bolt, but I knew he would just do the exact same thing to me. So slow him with the axe. The axe is not only good for chasing, but you can also use it to get away. And notice here that I know that Olaf went into that bush, so I tossed that in there, thinking that he was still in there, and alas, he is not in there. No, there's no guarantee that he won't come back, but, you know, we see him down there at mid because of a Teemo shroom. Good placement on that shroom, Sir Teemo. You know who you are. So he flings me, but I'm still able to hit him in the face with lightning bolt. So I just kind of kite him around here, then activate vicious strikes with another lightning bolt, activate my ultimate, and I'm just chasing him through his poison, which is a horrible idea. Never chase Singed through his poison, ever. Like, I don't care how desperate you are to get a kill. And chasing him through his poison is what got me killed there, but I did pick up my kill, so life is good. I love that new thing they say whenever you get a killing spree and then someone kills you, it's shut down. I don't know, I like it. So here I was able to pick up my frozen mallet and my boots of swiftness, so I have my two major items. So now I'll be able to chase a lot more effectively and tank a lot more effectively, take a lot more hits. And because of the extra health, my atmas and Impaler will just be that much more effective. That is the next item I build into, is in atmas. The pretty much the core items that I try to have by the middle of the game is my frozen mallet, my boots of swiftness, and my atmas. If I'm not that far, then, you know, I'm obviously not having a very good game. See here, I'm waiting for something. Probably thought I had more gold than I did, or... Just looking up here. I was going to go to middle and help out there, but, yeah, that's my plan right now, is I'm going to middle and help out there. But I changed my mind. Because he's back at the turret, they kind of disband. Olaf picks up a mushroom. Running through, mid is missing, although Anivia is just hiding by her tower, apparently. And I say that top, I balls that one up. That's okay. No biggie. Hopefully, this video won't black out like the last one. That was really annoying. Somehow, whenever I was recording my last Olaf guide, there was a couple of spots where the video blacked out that I apparently missed when I screened the video, but I watched the entire thing before I started. Singed pops out of the bush and tries to do some stuff to me, but nope, I just kite him into the bush. And I really want to push down the tower because I know I can, but Singed is just so good at killing minions. Especially when he's got all the items that this Singed currently has. Catalyst, boots, armor. He takes armor. That's what I love about Olaf, is because he does a ton of true damage, so it doesn't matter what they take. We're starting to get toward the point where we're going to get into team fights. I actually do just kind of play around with Singed up here for a while. I tell the rest of my team, I'm like, hey, if you need me, I'll be up here playing with Singed. Just holler. So we're just playing around up here. But when you do get into team fights, you should always try and target the squishies, because that's where your true damage is going to be most effective. But if you can't, you still do really, really great damage to tanks, like Singed, for instance, and Nautilus is, he builds fairly tanky this game. I believe, where is he? Yep, he picks up a Shrelia's and a Sheen, which Sheen's a really good item on Nautilus. I'm not a huge fan of Nautilus, I do have him, but I don't think he's that great. So I just, you know, any chance I get, I'm gonna hit somebody in the face with a lightning bolt, because I just love hitting people in the face with lightning bolts. It really makes my day, to be honest. I have not had a bad game with Olaf in a long time. I've had games where I didn't do necessarily great, but I haven't had a bad game with him in a long time. He's definitely a tricky champion to learn how to play, but once you do, it becomes pretty easy. So you see Olaf comes up for a gank here, and so he hits me with his lightning bolt, so I hit him with mine because I have more health than him. And I do pop Ghost here, and I see Gangplank coming up from the river, so he's going to come give me a hand. He pops that, and I'm going to go hit him with my E, follow up with Vicious Strikes, and follow up with my Q. Run through here. There, Olaf is just camping the tower. So see here, I'm going to pop Vicious Strikes here in a second to get some health back, and you'll see how much health I get from that, even when it's only at level 2. Still gives a ton of lifesteal, so leveling that up early is actually a really good idea. See here, I'm just going to toss an axe at his face. But look at his lifesteal compared to my... I was getting 26s, and he's getting 45s. If I had my ultimate right now, I would have probably gotten out of here, but I screwed up, used it early, and so now I'm probably not going to make it out of here. And that was my assumption. I try to juke them through the bush, and it does work effectively, but I get a Olaf axe to the face. Oh, Olaf and your freaking axes. So, there's a few times in this game where, the enemy Olaf uses his ultimate to get away from me. And I was thinking, man, my ultimate is just, it's so gay. Like, it's just so terrible. I hate it so much, but I love it at the same time. That Olaf is so low. Oh, one beautiful gangplank crit could have killed him. And he has the damage to do it too. So now Nautilus is just farming. I did lose my turret. I wasn't feeling good about myself there. I screwed up and died and lost my turret because of it. So see, I spawn right about now, and I have my chain vest. So people like Olaf and Vayne are going to be doing a lot less damage to me. Well, you know, besides Olaf's lightning bolt, you know, he'll be doing less damage to me. Their Vayne is not hugely fed. I mean, she does have 4 kills, but she has 7 deaths as well. So not overly fed. Nautilus is kind of hanging out in this book, pops the Shirelia's Reverie, and gets her pin against the wall. I'm trying to go and save her, but I don't quite get there in time. Lead with the Undertow, which that was a very nice Undertow by me, I have to say. Although, luckily, Teemo is up here to pick up this kill for me because my Undertow was on cooldown. And then Anivia shows up, so I'm like, what are you doing, you freaking bird? But she puts up her ice wall and just knocks me back. I'm like, oh, screw it, I'm going to go back to my lane. I really want to push out my tower. But these guys over here are fighting it out. Teemo and Ziggs versus Anivia and Olaf. And Teemo gets picked off there, and Ziggs just kind of runs for dear life. I do level up right here. Pick up my next point in Vicious Strikes. It's up to level 3. So now I see nobody's up here. I have a almost full wave of minions. And I have Vicious Strikes is just went on cooldown, but I'm going to take this tower. This tower is mine. Even without Vicious Strings, you can still take down a tower pretty quickly, because just, you know, generally AD champions can take down towers pretty fast. I find that Olaf is surprisingly good at pushing lanes. That's what makes him a pretty good solo top, along with his great sustain with his W ability. Love that extra damage you get, 21 plus 25. It really just makes life good. They did buff Olaf in last patch. In the Fiora patch, I really say that chick's name. His ultimate used to just give him flat damage reduction, and now it gives him magic resistance and ability power. Or magic resistance and armor, not ability power. Holy crap. It also passively gives him armor penetration. So I wanted to bait Nautilus, but he knew we were coming because Vayne was hiding in a bush. Gotta hate Vayne. So I used my axe here to check for Vayne, so we know that she's in that bush. And she knocks me into a wall. It's always a fun thing. And I try and land an axe here for a beautiful kill steal, but don't quite get it. And so I see Nautilus ult go in, so I'm trying to split up from my the team member that has the Nautilus ult tagged to him. And so I kind of got locked out from the rest of our team, so I'm running around trying to get back in the fight. And you'll see here, their team is pushing ours back, and that's never a good sign. So I'm trying to get around here. And I'm looking for someone slow, but I see the Teemo mushroom, and I see Nautilus. So I throw an axe at him, hoping that Nautilus will just walk over the mushroom. I'm like, I win. So, you know, Nautilus walks over the mushroom, and Singe gets slowed by it. Wonderful, wonderful thing. So I see Olaf right there, and I was talking to Teemo in voice chat. I'm like, oh, let's go get this guy. So I leave with my Undertow, and he does pop his ultimate, but that's not fast enough to keep him from me, because I pop Ghost. I do put Exhaust on him, which was a very bad idea. I did not, for some reason, even think about the fact that his ultimate was on, so Exhaust does nothing except for the damage reduction, and when he's running, that damage reduction means nothing. So there's actually a huge minion wave at bottom, but I'm going to go back to middle and try and defend that turret. And Shaco's going to go farm. But I see the Anivia wall, so I just run around it. See Vayne here. I really want to go pick off Vayne. She fails a tumble, but we get picked up by a little ball of ice that stuns people. I hate that thing. Singe, Singe, the Lord of the Troll. So I'm throwing in my axe for that extra little bit of damage for the long range rest, because it is level 5 now, doing pretty good damage. See Ziggs here just tossing his bouncing bombs like crazy. He does get picked off by a stun, so I'm going to try and run in, but he gets the ultimate tagged on him, so I'm trying to get away from him so I don't die. And I do pop my ultimate right here so that I will make sure I live with the extra magic resistant armor. And I make it away with 150 health. Barely, because lucky Vayne decided to target me instead of Ziggs. She probably would have been able to pick up a kill on him and then turn to me. But I have enough gold now to pick up my Atmas Impaler, and I have 800 more gold. Let's see what I decide to go for. I go for the Negatron Cloak because I realize that they are doing more magic damage than physical, with Anivia and Singed and Nautilus. Mostly magic damage there. Their Olaf is not overly fed, and their Vayne is not fed at all. So I decide that I need the magic resistance over the armor. And that's one thing that's a kind of on-the-fly decision that you have to make. You can't just say, oh, you need to get this every time. I do recommend you get the Atmas Impaler every time for the extra damage output, but you know, if their entire team is AP and they're doing no physical damage to you whatsoever, it might be worthwhile to not get it. So you'll see here, Singe goes into initiate, so I run in after Anivia, go hit her with a lightning bolt, lead with my Q like always, and I screw up right here. I probably wasn't able to pick up that kill. Guess I got a bit overexcited and was clicking in too much, and I kept misclicking on her, and so I never hit her. And Vayne decides to hang around, just trying to bait us back. I really wanted to kill her, because I don't like Vayne at all. Just anyone who plays Vayne. I toss my axe, but she rolls out of the way. I was hoping it would have killed her, but alas, she rolled out of the way. So we're going to push down this tower, activate Vicious Strikes for the extra damage output. It's up to 241 damage with Vicious Strikes on. That's kind of ridiculous. Without it on, I'm on 194, so I mean, kind of a lot of damage output there. So here, you know, Teemo's just mushrooming everything. Making sure the enemy team is always on the shrooms. We want them as balls up as possible. Here, we all really should go back and, you know, buy some items and stuff like that. I thought I saw somebody running through there, so I tossed an axe. See, Vayne. And that was really weird. She was like running through a wall there. And I'm not sure how he missed that mushroom. That was kind of weird. And then Anivia comes through there, and so we were just in a terrible position at the moment. I wanted to try and lead him through the mushroom, but I forgot about the whole fact that he can't see me whenever I'm in a bush. So, oh well. I just keep running. And their entire team decides to go back to mid. Just ignore poor Olaf. But their Olaf decides to come and chase me. So you see here, I open up with my E, and then lead with the axe. Making sure I pick up the slow on him, getting my E again, making sure to pick up my axe on my way to mid. And so we pop into this bush, and I think Nautilus is in the bush, and he is, and so he tags Shaco with his ultimate, so I know that he doesn't have all the CC in the world at the moment. I see Vayne there, so I decide to exhaust her and use my E to just rip apart her health. And I'm using Ghost because I really want to try and steal this kill. But he has his egg up, so we just kill that. And Singed, he ignites me, and I make a really dumb decision here that gets Singed a triple kill. I'm like, oh, hey, I have enough health. I can go hit him in the face. And I die instantly. And that's always funny whenever that happens. We scored an ace with only Ziggs and Teemo alive, and Teemo's fairly low on health. Oh, I thought that was funny. That was a horrible fail on my part. I should have just kept running, but nope, I am way too greedy to do that. So here I do have both parts of my Force of Nature. So I'm building that pretty quick, and you'll see ridiculous numbers popping out of my face. Zigzags, what does an ace mean? For anyone who does not know, an ace is when you kill every member of the enemy team, like they're all dead at the same time. So you'll see here, they're obviously not all dead now. But that's what an ace means, for anyone who didn't know. But I would let you know. Ziggs goes up to farm that. Teemo was saying in voice chat that he wanted that farm, but oh well. Hey man, shit happens, okay? It happens, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. So you see here, we're just running through. I have a ton of health, ton of damage. Just sitting pretty. I don't want to lose this middle tower, but their entire team is there, and just Shaco's up there at the moment. Uses his ultimate to try and stop them, but alas, they were able to get the turret. There, Olaf does burn his ultimate there to get away, which it's definitely useful to get away, but I feel like it's not worthwhile to use in those smaller confrontations, like just a Graves ultimate, or a, not Graves. whoever that guy is that's in there. I thought Nautilus was still in this bush, so that's why I used my ultimate there, because I know about Nautilus's ridiculous crowd control. And so I pick up my axe here and looking for Nautilus, but he runs this way. Toss my axe in. Singe is just having numbers come out of his face like it's nobody's business. And I make a mistake of running into Anivia ult. Anivia screws up and blocks Singe from our teammates. That's always funny. Singe gets a bit out of place, so we just drop him like a rock. Olaf decides he wants to pick a fight with me. Not a good idea. Those lightning bolts, man, I'm telling you, those things are ridiculous. So I come up here, and I do miss the axe, but somebody's something, and I fail another axe right there. I probably would have picked up that kill, too, if I hadn't failed that axe miserably. But oh well, things happen. So now we're just kind of pushing through. 31 minutes into the game, I'm getting close to my full item build. After my Force of Nature, I actually do believe I go some damage in this game. I believe I go for a Bloodthirster, which is never a bad option on him. It gives him the better fighting ability, lets him just lifesteal through team fights, which is always awesome. Never going to argue with free lifesteal. Well, it's obviously not free, but, you know, never going to argue with regular lifesteal. Any kind of lifesteal. Hell, give me Spell Vamp, I don't give a crap. So you'll see Dragon spawned, and we really should go get it. I'm just kind of standing here. Almost level 18. If I would go jungle just a little bit more, I'd be level 18. Be able to finally put Vicious Strikes up to level 5. I mean, tons and tons of lifesteal. So their entire team catches a Teemo Mushroom, except for Singed there. Annoying little Singed. And I ping Baron, because I think they're getting it. So I'm kind of working my way over there. I tell Shaco to be careful, because they might be getting it. We see Anivia pop up, and Singed. All those good, wonderful people in the world. So I'm kind of running through here. I'm trying to come to Shaco's aid as quickly as I can. He does deceive away because he's Shaco, and that's just what he does. And so I lead with Undertow again. I do miss the axe, not a huge deal. There's a whole bunch of people in there, and we know it. So we're just going to run in, and there's a lot more people than I thought. I expected just like maybe Singed, maybe Olaf. I screw up here. If I had activated my ultimate right when I was pinned in the wall instead of right now, I would have gotten out with a lot more health than I have currently, which I still have quite a bit of health, don't get me wrong. But I throw in my Undertow for the extra bit of damage. A beautiful Gangplank ultimate goes down with a wonderful crit. So I come up and I use my Reckless Swings on Nautilus, and just continue using Reckless Swing to pull down their enemy team. Olaf had used his ultimate to chase me originally, so he did not have it right there. You'll see Anivia went into an egg. So instead of attacking Anivia, I went straight after Olaf. Left the rest of my team, who was behind me, to attack Anivia. Finish off her egg. So you'll see here, we're going to get Baron. I'll tank it. Because you'll see I have some pretty ridiculous lifesteal at this point. Level 18, level 5 on my Vicious Strikes. Getting a ton of damage from that. I'm pretty low on health, so I do decide that I'm going to go back. And pick up my BF Sword. And Ziggs is throwing out some smash talk. You know how normal is. It's weird, like I said, I believe I pick up my BF Sword. Yep, there it is. So now I have a ton of life. I'm very tanky. 192 armor, 142 magic resistance. I'm definitely not a tank, but I am tanky. For sure. So you'll see our team is getting into a minor confrontation up there with Singed and Nautilus. You'll notice their entire team is back now. We do have Baron buff, so we do have an advantage over them. 290 attack damage. It's kind of a lot. Well, I like it. I'm happy with it. Acceptable. So I landed Undertow there on Singed. Nautilus is lumbering around. See, I toss in the axe to try and pick up a slow on somebody, anybody, I don't really care who. I'll basically hit anybody in the face with an E that I want right now. I see Olaf decides to come up, so I lead with Undertow. He does pop his ultimate to get away from me, so I don't have the slowing effects anymore to catch up to him. But that's okay. I come back around, hit him with a lightning bolt, and hit him with the axe, Undertow. Love Undertow. And there Olaf decides he wants to run back and pick up his axe, which is a horrible idea because it made him lose a ton of health. I randomly decide I want to take a stun from Anivia for no apparent reason. I toss my axe up there, hoping to hit somebody. I hit a minion. Oh well. Okay, 550 damage critical. Pop vicious strikes, hopefully get a bit of life back. I do take up a couple unnecessary turret shots. Toss the axe in Anivia's wall as she's doing everything she can to keep us out of their base. Ziggs tosses in an ultimate to try and pick something up. I run over here. I tell the rest of my team I'm going to tank this turret if somebody can get some damage output for it. So I come up here. I'm tanking the turret like crazy. I don't care. I'm Olaf. I'll tank a turret. Whatever. Gets a stun on there on most of our team. From Anivia. Interesting. Olaf and Anivia are sitting here trying for the life of them to defend this turret here. Nautilus shows up, so we're just gonna switch turrets. Screw it, we don't care about this turret. Ugh, excuse me. I am tired. Oh man. That's what I get for doing commentaries late at night. What can I say? I needed to get this Olaf guide out. It was supposed to be out a couple days ago. Never happened. So, you know, this just kind of fighting outside of their base, little confrontations, no big team fights really happen. Ziggs is tossing in C4 and just all kinds of crazy stuff. This is always kind of funny. Ziggs just poking with his bouncing bombs. He's doing tons of damage for those. I really wanted to hit somebody in the face with the. I was in one of those moods where I'm like, I need to hit somebody in the face with a lightning bolt right now. So Singed pops its head out, so I hit him in the face with a lightning bolt. Look at that bouncing bomb damage too. Vayne, that's just ridiculous. He's pretty fed. What does that say? 539 ability power. Kind of small, difficult to read. Beautiful kit from Genkank, and then a beautiful ultimate from Ziggs. Just wonderful. So you'll see, I'm going to toss my axe up there. Give me a little bit of vision. Hit him in the face with the lightning bolt, because that's what I do. I just hit people with lightning bolts. And if he had caught one of us there, that probably would have initiated the team fight, and that probably would have been the end of the game. But nope, he didn't catch anybody. Didn't even catch the wall. Ziggs is up there filling everybody up on mana. Anivia is doing everything she can to keep us out of the base. Popping those walls up every time they can. Gangplank just flunged in, so I decide this is the time to run in and start a team fight. So I run in, use my E. I guess you wouldn't really call it a team fight. That was more of a... We ran in and killed Singed. And I do get stunned by Anivia here. And she puts up a beautiful wall, really stop the only melee champion from getting up to it. We have 2 ranged champions, and she puts the wall to stop the melee. Guess there's not a whole lot she could do. It's doing 39 damage a second. I'm so worried. Tossing my axe through there. Frames per second is a bit low here, 15. It's okay though, it's acceptable. Fun fact, did you know that movies are actually shown at 18 frames per second? So fun fact there. Learned that in my video class the other day. Like, hello, Olaf. I see that tower is quite literally one hit from going away, so I just go hit it once. And I'm in a kind of a bad position here, but I have Ghost in my ultimate. I am an unstoppable freight train of doom. A rape train, if you will. Just kind of sprinting my way through here. Go back into this bush and recall. No reason to hang around. I can buy my Bloodthirster. So life is good. So I'm going to buy my Bloodthirster. And we're going to go in this game. That's what's going to happen. Why is my FPS at 2? Alright. For some reason, my frames per second does not want to cooperate with me at the moment. It's sitting very, very low. So here I get flung by Singed, but I can hit him in the face with Lightning Bolt. And I had already used my Q, so it is not off cooldown yet. Anivia uses her wonderful, wonderful walls to stop us. But I am able to hit her with a Q, pick up my Q again, and I'm able to just, you know, kill her egg fairly easily. Quick and easy. No issues. Ziggs picks up the legendary status there. Good job, Ziggs. So here we're going to push straight through into their towers. There's not a whole lot they can do to stop at this point. We have a pretty full minion wave. We have a second one halfway here. Their team is mostly dead. So we're going to take these towers, and this is going to be the GG. Thanks, guys, for watching. This has been Zaluko with Titanic Effort Gaming. Tell me if you liked the video. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if you prefer this type of guide compared to the compartmentalized guide like I did with Kennen, where I just showcased different clips from the game. Just, have a nice day and good lolling.